Hello Internet, my name is Lave and I watched something slightly different this week. I didn't go to the cinema to watch a new film, instead I stayed in and I watched Star Trek Picard, which sees Sir Patrick Stewart return to his iconic role. But before I get into it, I've got to declare what level of Star Trek fan I am. I wouldn't say that I was or am a Trekkie by any stretch of the imagination. I was more of a casual Trekker when they first aired in the UK. I do remember sitting down and happily watching episodes of The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. I did consistently watch Voyager, which I think is my favourite of that generation, and it's only recently that I've started watching them all again on Netflix, and that's really the best way to watch them. They're like the original MCU. And now Amazon Prime is getting in on the act as we pick up with Captain Jean-Luc Picard, now former Admiral Picard, because he's left Starfleet and is living a quiet life at his family chateau. But trouble is a brewing as a young girl called Darge rocks up on his doorstep and asks for his help and protection. Now rest assured, this is going to be a spoiler-free review of the first episode titled Remembrance. What I will say is that it was a lot pacier than I thought it was going to be. Picard himself is subdued and he has slowed down in his retirement, as you would expect, but everything that happens around him is fast-paced and action-packed. It does have a lot of exposition via dream sequences and news reports and interviews to fill you in on a particular event from his past, which in all honesty would have made a good season or a good couple of episodes in the old style, but it's fine. It's basically saying this is what happened whilst you're away and this is where we're at now. And honestly, I like where it's going. It's a good start. It obviously draws parallels with Logan, with our past his prime hero helping a mysterious girl in trouble, but the larger picture is intriguing and has a lot of exciting ways that it can all unfold over the rest of the season. And Sir Patrick Stewart is great. He's like everyone's grandpa now, isn't he? You just want to look after him, but he's still got that gravitas and that authoritative way about him. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, he is subdued and he has slowed down, but towards the end of the episode, that spark has been lit and that fiery hunger to get back into action is well underway. He even says at one moment in the episode that all this time he hasn't been living, he's been waiting to die, but now he's got this new mission. Of the new characters, it's still early days yet, but I did like Briones as Darge. She's thrown into the action immediately and she can throw down in a way that is reminiscent of Black Widow via the way of Jason Bourne, and so far it appears that she's got the acting chops to go with it. We don't see much of the other new characters teased in the trailers, but again, it's still early days. Of the old characters, I don't want to say who pops up in this one, but it does appear like they will be showing up per episode, and I do wish that they hadn't shown us who they'd got to come back in the teaser trailers. I would have loved to have genuinely discovered who they got to come back as I was watching the show. That would have blown my mind, but I am genuinely looking forward to seeing these characters again and seeing what part they will play. Its presentation is fantastic. It doesn't look like they've held back in terms of budget, with excellent visual effects and production values. It's cinematic, even more so than the Next Generation movies, and it's also grounded, with the majority of it taking place on Earth, but I have no doubt that it will be boldly going back out into space in subsequent episodes. Again, I don't want to say too much more for fear of giving away spoilers. What I will say is that it definitely gave me vibes of Blade Runner via the way of Jason Bourne in terms of its look and tone. The best way that I can summarize it is by giving you an analogy of the title sequence within the show, which is updated, sleek and modern with good effects, but it definitely has that classical element to it. When the title sequence ends, it's got that classic Next Generation twinkle, and that's exactly what I want for this show, and so far it looks like it's delivering that. So that's my thoughts on Star Trek Picard episode 1, and pause the video if you want to take a closer look at my enjoyment tracker now. Overall for me, I felt like it was a good start. I'm invested, I'm looking forward to the next episodes. The most annoying thing about it is that Amazon haven't released the entire series at once. If they had, I would have binged this all this weekend, but hopefully good things come to those who wait. But let me know what you thought of Star Trek Picard episode 1 down in the comments, and as always, thanks very much for checking out this review. I really do appreciate it. If you can, give it a like, and don't forget to share the Lave. Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Starship Enterprise, and the line must be drawn here.